Hey everybody, it's Marshall Monkey here, and yes, it is time for me to talk about Fantastic Beasts and where to find them. I know I'm late on this review, but I'm getting it to you. But a couple of things I have to say first is I will catch up with all my videos. I'm trying, guys. And second, spoiler alert. There's going to be major spoilers in this review. We're going to start with all the spoiler goodness because I have to catch up with all these videos. So spoilers, watch out for them because they are coming. Now, I have very mixed feelings about this movie. I mean, this movie is good, it's bad, it's great, it's horrible, there's just so many mixed feelings I have about it. We're gonna have to jump into it, but first of all, let's talk about the good of the movie, because there is a lot of it. This movie has heart. I feel like this movie does have heart. I feel like J.K. Rowling really showed us a lot of heart in the movie. And it starts out with, Eddie Redmayne here as Newt Scamander. I love that name. And he's just traveling to New York, and he has these beasts, and he's supposed to be delivering one of them to Arizona, but he decided to stop by here. I can't remember for sure why, but because, it's a lot to take in. This movie does have a lot in it. But I do like how they set this up. It's 70 years, I think, before Harry Potter. I do like how they set it up. I think that the New York setting is great. I mean, we've met so many Americans. We've learned so much about how wizardry works in America instead of the UK, like Harry Potter. So I do like how they have been able to set this up. I think it's fantastic. Fantastic, no pun intended. And I think that it's just really fun to see a new setting, I think, and a new change. Now, I don't exactly love Eddie Redmayne. I do love Daniel Radcliffe. He is so great as Harry Potter. I do love him so much. And I wanted to have the same love for Eddie Redmayne as Newt Scamander, but I didn't. I felt like it was very awkward at times. I didn't like how he wasn't direct, with how he interacted with other characters. I just didn't like it. I loved him more by the end of the movie, just because he was more of a broad character. Like, in the beginning, he was just very awkward, and by the end of the movie, like, that end scene... what's her name? Catherine Waterston plays her. But by the end, with Catherine Waterston, it just didn't work. Tina, I guess, wasn't that her name? I don't even remember. But by the end of the movie, he was just very awkward with her, too. But I do love the cast as a whole. I think that this group is so great. I mean, I love them together. I think that all of them together are just so great. I love Queenie. I love, everybody. Everybody all together is just that great. And I think that they are a really good group of people. Now, have I gotten to know them as much as I have the other cast from Harry Potter? No. Heck to the no. I think that there are a lot of new talent that I've never even seen before. I've never even seen Eddie Redmayne before this movie. So I don't know them quite as well. Do I know the characters quite as well as the Harry Potter characters? Heck no. Are these characters even as close, as great as the other old Harry Potter characters? Heck no. I do love Harry Potter characters way more than I love these characters. But there is a likeness to all of the characters from Fantastic Beasts. Again, I do have to say I do like the cast from Harry Potter way more because probably because I'm younger. I think that because I'm younger, I relate more to that cast more than I do this cast because there are a lot of older characters. But something about it, I don't like them as much as I did the old Harry Potter characters. Another thing that I don't like about the movie, it doesn't really feel like a Harry Potter movie. I don't know, there's something weird about it. I mean, this movie is well crafted in my opinion. There is a lot in the movie, so that's one thing, but it doesn't feel like a Harry Potter movie. It feels a lot like a Christmas movie, but at the same time it feels a lot like a Wizarding World, it feels like a Harry Potter parody, but like a Christmas movie. I don't know what it is. I mean, it's really hard to get a read on what this movie is trying to do. I mean, obviously it's trying to start a new franchise for Warner Brothers in terms of the Wizarding World, but at the same time, what's the goal of this one movie? Because we've been seeing a lot of comic book movies over the years, or over this year, over all the years, really, but this year in particular. I mean, we've gotten Batman v Superman, Deadpool, Captain America Civil War, Doctor Strange, The Killing Joke, Suicide Squad. I mean, there's just so many comic book movies this year in theaters that was really what I was hooked on. But now it's nice to come back to the Wizarding World because you get that difference. I mean, this year has been dominated by comic book movies. But when I visited this movie, it felt like someone I hadn't seen in a long time. I mean, it felt like I watched all the Harry Potter movies, and then I met this movie, and it's like, I haven't seen you in years. You're so different. Now, I do like the Beasts. I thought that all of them were really well crafted. I thought that all of them told the story really well, because that's what the movie is about, is the Beasts. And I felt like they were all different, and they were all unique. I liked how they all appeared on screen. I think that all of them, showed a purpose. I thought it was really great, but I didn't like how both stories were disconnected. Like, in the beginning of the movie, it was all about getting the beasts, back in the briefcase, right? And by the end of the movie, they were fighting Ezra Miller. It was like, wait a minute, I'm so confused. Like, you had this, and you had that, and it came hand in hand, and it was really hard for me because it was confusing of what I should be watching more. Like, the side story like, Ezra Miller and Grindelwald had that whole thing throughout the movie of them meeting up, and like, okay, so should I be concerned about that, or should I be concerned about the funny, awesome stuff that's going on with getting the beasts back in the briefcase? So it was really weird for me. I was like kind of out of it because I kept switching back and forth because the Ezra Miller scenes were really dark and really like brooding, and Ezra Miller gave like a really dark performance. And then it's like, oh, all laughs getting the beasts back in the briefcase. Like, it was like, I don't know, like, it's just really mixed about it. Like, I felt like dark, and then I felt light, and then I felt like, I don't know, it was weird. There was different shades to the movie, if that makes sense. But hearing all the Harry Potter spells was so great. I mean, Alohomora, Petrificus Totalis. I was just in love with hearing those. It's a good thing we got to hear that throughout the whole movie because that was great. So again, it's really mixed feelings. I mean, I'm going back to the Harry Potter world, but again, I'm meeting them after years of leaving them, and it's dark and it's light. It's just a very mixed feeling movie for me. I don't know where to put, my finger on it. It's different. I think it's a very different, approach to the Harry Potter universe. Now, there was a lot of Easter eggs. Again, I liked Ezra Miller as the main villain of the movie, and Grindelwald too. Both of them are actually kind of the main villains. I love Ezra Miller going full-on crazy at the end of the movie. But if you see here in this photo, the Deathly Hallows necklace made its return. I like seeing that. I wonder if that's the same one that Luna's father had at the end of Deathly Hallows, the movie. I don't know for sure. Probably would have been. So that was great. I also loved how, what's her name? They said her name in here, but the Lestrange, they named up Lestrange. Lita Lestrange, I can't talk. Lita Lestrange was mentioned, so that's the Lestrange, family line that was mentioned. Dumbledore was mentioned, Hogwarts was mentioned, so there's a lot of Easter eggs. I'm just hoping in the sequel we may visit some of those places, like visit Dumbledore. Casting is underway for a young Dumbledore, so we'll probably get him in the sequel. But hopefully we visit Hogwarts. That would be really exciting as well. So I think that it was, again, very mixed feelings. We're returning back to this Harry Potter universe, but at the same time, we're meeting something new. But here's something I did not like about this movie that I loved about Harry Potter. There's so much CGI in this movie. I mean, it is incredible. I mean, the beasts, I can understand why the beasts are CGI'd, but this is like a goblin, right? Or an elf? I can't even tell because the CG was so crazy. I mean, the goblins in Harry Potter were so real and so there that, and there was CG in Harry Potter, but you got that side of CG because they needed it. They had the goblins realistic as possible. They had all the spell, they had everything as realistic as possible. So when the CGI came, only because they needed it. Here, they didn't even need the CGI for this one character, so it felt kind of theme parky, kind of like they were trying to bring me to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, like the theme park. So I don't know. And then Johnny Depp, OMG, my favorite part of the whole movie was Johnny Depp. I mean, are you kidding me? They signed Johnny Depp to the sequel of Fantastic Beasts. That is just so great. I love him as being Grindelwald. I think it's going to be fantastic to see Johnny Depp as the villain. I wasn't feeling him by the end of the movie. I didn't feel him at the end. That's probably because we haven't got too much of him yet. I want to really get the experience with Johnny Depp, and I think I'll get the experience with Johnny Depp in this sequel because I'm excited for it. Overall, I do like the movie. I think the third act action sequence with Ezra Miller was really fantastic. I did like the jokes. I thought the jokes were really funny. I did like all of the story arcs of all the different characters. And again, there was a lot of mixed feelings about it. I don't know how I feel exactly, but I do think it was a good movie. I think it was solid. I think it was a solid movie. But what do you guys think? Did you guys like it? Comment down below. Don't forget to see where your feelings lie in the movie. And I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.